Khora Prime. Visuals. It looks good. My problem with it is first the helmet got this thing on the background, this bobbling. I don't like that. I don't think it looks very good. And the second thing is that it might be too much gold. When you change the accents, you might be changing too much stuff at once. Yeah. I think that's almost the same thing with Garuda Prime. That there is just too much stuff that the accents change. That because there's too much gold in it. So I'm not the biggest fan of that, but it definitely looks very good. For the rest of the weapons, I still don't have the dual carriers, neither the Hystrix. So polarities wise, I've already was able to fit the build I use the most here, which is a build with dispensary, but I haven't leveled it yet. This is a build that I have for not only for solo gameplay, but also for gameplay in a group. It works very well, good amount of support with dispensary, and also the Strangledom has a decent amount of range, decent amount of duration, a little bit of efficiency, so it's pretty good. Equilibrium and synth fiber on the companion is gonna allow me to get a really good amount of energy and keep that energy up. Also, energize is gonna help with that. So we don't have any problem with energy. We're able to cast Strangledom, no problem, and also to spam our Whip Claw. That's pretty good. Also, if you're having problems with energy, you can always bring a Protea Spectre with you, which is gonna help you out a lot. I want to talk about the Prime Axis. What you got on the Prime Axis is the Larqum Helmet, which is the Delphi Helmet 2.0. Bam, bam, bam. Literally. It's the Delphi Helmet 2.0. It's literally Delphi Helmet 2.0. Again, it has even more gold going on. So if you're gonna change the accents, you're gonna touch it a lot. Again, I'm not a huge fan of this, but it definitely has a cool stuff going on here. As you can see, the very middle, it's a different color, so it's interesting. If you go back to this, will this have it too? I don't think so. It doesn't. Alright. Let's put this helmet, and then let's look at the Syandana. Get a Syandana. It is a Prime. It's this one, Kerata Prime Syandana. Looks interesting. This part right here is very, very, very interesting. We should be better. We should be able to see it better with another frame. Let's take an Excalibur, set it to a more simple appearance, like this. Syandana Prime, Kerata Prime. Definitely a good looking Syandana, a good amount of gold going on. Would be cool if it had an effect on the middle, something extra. But it looks really good. Let's see with some random colors. Forgot to do this with Khora. I'm gonna do it soon. Yeah, looks interesting. Gonna leave it without anything. Go back to Khora Prime. Khora Prime. Let's put the Syandana in. No, it's already in. Let's see some random colors. Anything interesting is gonna pop up. Some are a bit chaotic. Others look really cool. For me, it's too much gold going on. As you can see, the color that is the accents really pretty much outshines everything else. So yeah, this one looks cool. Let's leave it there. Okay, let's put this helmet. Let's put the Syandana. Kerata Prime. Alright. Another thing that we got is a... What? Thought that was like Panari. Is a special Narta. Looks very interesting. And it is exactly what I've said on stream. This absolutely needed to have a special effect. You won't see this glowing effect on a lot of emotes. You'll see on the True Master, but other than that, I think there is no other emote that does that. Literally. So it is unique. Is it something really good to be on a Prime Access? Not really sure. It looks cool. If we change energy, it might just change with it. With some red, just to see. If it is this, what changes the color? It is. Yeah. Looks powerful. Interesting. But, yeah. Do you have anything else on the Prime Access? I think that's it. Yeah. It's not a really amazing Prime Access. Right, I want to talk a little bit about Khora's kit. Whip Claw is usually your first skill is a piece of crap. Khora's one is very interesting. Not only it synergizes with her Strangledome, but actually has an augment which makes it pretty deadly, as it is a pseudo exalted weapon. You can deal crazy amounts of damage with the right stat stick. Ensnare is an amazing ability, one of the best abilities to use against Acolytes on Steel Path. Good amount of CC. It's super good. Super good. Benari is interesting, but this is usually the ability which I subsume. You can have your cat set to attack mode, defensive mode, or healing mode. And he'll pretty much do that. He will either like stop enemies, attack enemies, or heal you. So Benari is interesting, and there's also a augment mod for him, which is might be good. I have never actually tried it, and I might even not have all the augments. Not sure. And we got Strangledome. Strangledome is an amazing CC ability. Think on a frost globe, but it's made with chains, and it's able to capture. No, yeah, it's not able to defend from projectiles, but it's gonna capture every single enemy, and it can't be destroyed. That's Strangledome. It's amazing. And if you hit it with Whip Claw, you're gonna actually hit every enemy which is trapped by Strangledome for 50% the damage of Whip Claw. And that's pretty good. And you can build this for high range, have a good amount of CC. You can use Khora for CC only, or you can use the Pilfering Strangledome, which is what people usually take. This mod is gonna make your Strangledome have an increased chance of making the enemies to drop more loot. Every enemy trapped by Strangledome is gonna have 65% more chance to drop loot. That is pretty good for survival and for farming, but especially survival. That's where people usually take her. And yeah, it's a very good kit. Don't have a lot of everything else going on. Not a lot of health, not a lot of energy. Of course, this is unranked, but still, she isn't the most tanky Warframe, but her kit is really good. So this, as I said before, this is the build I usually run. I usually have a dispensary going on. I don't have problems with energy. This allows me to farm not only in a group, but also with me being solo. It's no problem at all. And my stat stick is my Techo, which is built like this. This should allow you to do decent damage. You could trade, of course, the Scarness Mandible, which I'm not sure if it is the best thing. You could trade this for something else. This is a Techo Ribbon, pretty decent. Would be better with a negative, harmless negative. But you want a very high disposition when building a stat stick. So this has 5, which is the maximum. So it is pretty good. So what I have to do now is to actually level my Khora. And yeah, I haven't set the other builds here. I have a build for CC. I have a... I'm gonna show you guys. But really, this is base build. Decent balance between stats, I would say. A one with a lot of duration. It's not as a big globe, but it's a good amount of duration. Can't even remember why I used this. This is the first one I've made for Steel Path, which doesn't have a lot of duration, so you have to cast Strangledom a lot. And I've made this one to get the cat, because I kind of tried to get into some very specific places, and the cat was just running out, so I put Master Summons. CC build, great for interception on small tile sets. Might be even work with large tile sets, but you're gonna not for solo. For solo, this in a small tile set will perform amazing. Just like I think it's the Mercury interception. Might be one of the same tile set as Hydron. It's the same room actually. It's great for a build like this. Using 2 Strangledomes, you're pretty much able to stop all of the enemies, so it's amazing. This is the same build dispensary. The only thing I couldn't fit is Cutting Drift there. I don't even know if I have space, but it is another polarity here. So yeah, this also a attempt, but I ended up running more with this one. It's missing a lot of defense and stuff, but yeah, you won't really make something much better than this. It could be great to add a rolling guard maybe, but yeah, usually you won't be taking damage, but yeah, that's sort of my overview on Khora Prime and Prime Axis pretty much. And let me know what you think about Khora Prime. What do you think about this Prime Axis? What are you using? What are your builds with Khora?